Hey everybody, so today I want to talk about wheels and what my favorite wheels are and where you should get your wheels built if you're going to build out a custom wheel. Go into all that. And yeah, thanks for subscribing and helping my channel grow. It's been a fun 2 weeks. So in my hand here is a Industry 9 Enduro S aluminum wheel set. I think these weigh like 1,900 grams and they cost around $750 for a wheel set. It comes with my favorite hub. It's the Industry 9 1-to-1 hub. Industry 9 has Hydra hubs. The Hydra hubs axles used to snap. They fixed that. They're still lighter weight than this 1-to-1 and there's more engagement, but there's some issues with going higher end. It's just, it costs more. It weighs a little bit less. I really love Industry 9 wheels. I've got Industry 9 carbon wheels. I just barely put on this Intense 951. Of course, still has the 1-to-1 hub. I like these 1-to-1 hubs because I have 4 pairs of them and I can just take them apart, pop out the bearings, put new bearings in really easy when the time comes. I ride my bikes a lot in the winter and the salt eats out those bearings. So once a year on one of my wheel sets, I've got to replace bearings. But if you're not riding in salted roads, you're probably not gonna have that problem that often. But yeah, 6-bolt rotors are the way to go. I don't have one with me, but Centerlock rotors, they have that Centerlock piece. And what I've noticed through the years is the bearing on Centerlock rotors goes out super fast. On the Hydra, when it had a Centerlock rotor, I had customers, I was replacing that bearing like every year, sometimes twice a year that bearing would just go out. And I think it's because the Centerlock rotor lock ring, it like is flat a little bit. So water gets in there and then the water doesn't drain out. So when you put your bike up, the water inside the Centerlock hub just sits there and seeps into your bearings. So it's a bad design, but it's a cheaper design. You see, when you make a 6-bolt, there's 6 separate threads. You have to manufacture those threads for the bolt to go into. When you make a Centerlock rotor, it's just one giant thread, you know, so it saves manufacturing time. You'll see a lot of budget wheel sets. They come with the Centerlock rotors because they're cheaper to make. And during COVID, a few manufacturers, they were selling stuff so quick. They were like, we're done with 6-bolt. We're only manufacturing Centerlock rotors now because it's better. It was saving them time on manufacturing. I mean, I can't tell them, I can't say definitively why they were doing it, but knowing what I know, I think it was a manufacturing cost-saving thing. But they can come loose easier than a 6-bolt rotor, so I definitely stay away from Centerlock rotors. And then wheels, like what price is a sane price to pay for a wheel set? So I could buy the argument that a $200 wheel set is like 90% as good as this $750 wheel set. And my carbon $1,300 wheel set is like only 5% better than my aluminum wheel set. So spending money, the more money you spend, the less logical it is. And I'll give it that, but carbon rims are pretty nice. If I was just to like buy a random wheel set off eBay or wherever, straight from China, I would rather go with an aluminum Industry 9 wheel set than a unknown origin carbon rim. And if you asked me that question 5 years ago, I would say, yeah, let's risk the carbon, the Chinese carbon. Aluminum rims have come a long way. So they're not the same they don't feel or ride the same that aluminum rim rode 10 years ago. So if you're wanting a mid-grade wheel set to help your bike out, lighten it up, or just make it a little bit more sturdy, I wouldn't dismiss a mid-grade aluminum wheel set nowadays. Another thing people do is they'll pick out their favorite hub, they'll pick out their favorite rim, and then the bike shop that's in their area builds it for them. And to me, that is kind of like getting a root canal done by your general dentist that does cavities all day, you know? So a few months ago, I had a root canal and a molar. The dentist was like, I don't feel comfortable doing this root canal. I'll refer you to the endodontist. Is that what they say? So this guy, he does root canals every day, all day, and he does them great, and he has a higher success rate than a general dentist. I don't think building a wheel is as complicated as doing a root canal, but I feel like it's similar. It's very hard to find someone who knows how to build a wheel set correctly. The odds you walk into wherever bike shop you have, your local bike shop, the odds you walk in there and they are a master wheel builder and they know how to do all the tension and make it so it's never going to go out of true, the odds that they know how to do that is I would say it's less than 50-50. So I have a friend, Hubessed. He's built 2 wheel sets for me. He has a business. He's just a wheel builder, and I've never broken a spoke on his wheel sets that he's built me. And when a customer asks me a few times a year, can you build this wheel for me? I'm like, no, I don't build wheels. I've built wheels for myself in the past, but to be a great wheel builder takes a lot of time and a lot of learning curve. And it's just something that isn't profitable for me to do in the shop. You know, I get asks tops 4 times a year to build a wheel, and I'd make what, $100, $200 off that. It's not where I'm focused my business. So I like having specialists in the industry. You know, if my shock wore out, if there's something went wrong in my suspension besides just the seals, I would take it to a shop specialist that focuses on suspension service. You know, the tools to service the internals of suspension, it's thousands and thousands of dollars that, you know, if I bought it, I would never see the return on the investment. You know, like if you're a general dentist and you wanted to do specialized root canals, you might never see the return on your investment ordering in all that equipment. So yeah, my little rants here. What do I have to say today? Aluminum mid-grade wheels are actually pretty great, probably better than imported carbon wheels. 6-bolt rotors are superior. Don't buy a Centerlock wheel set. And get your wheels built by someone who's documented in your local community or online that knows what they're doing. Don't just gamble the dice and walk into a bike shop asking them to build you a wheel. Those are my 3 main takeaways. You see the tires on these bikes, they are Travail tires. I'll show you one. Speaking about wheels, it used to be, even 5 years ago before COVID, any brand of tire that wasn't a Maxxis was like junk in comparison to Maxxis tires. Maxxis tires, there was just something about them that their competition, they stick to the dirt so much better. They rolled great. Their quality control was super great. A lot of different brands, you'd put them on the bead and the bead would be set perfectly and they'd still like bubble around. But after COVID, other brands have taken over. This is the Travail Elaine tire. I have this on 3 of my bikes. And not 3, 2 of my bikes, and I love it. And I think it's just as good as a Maxxis, and they're like 10 to 20% cheaper. So yeah, tires. You don't have to get a Maxxis. I have customers, they're like, well, do you have Maxxis tires? And I always have a pair because they demand them, but you're missing out on a lot of good tires now from Continental, Travail. A lot of brands are making great tires. So the tire game has changed quite a bit. And yeah, I'm gonna go out on my ride. Yeah, 951. The Costco bike. Great frame. I think it's like 26 pounds now. So even with those Enduro carbon wheels, it's gonna be pretty lightweight. And I'll shoot a little video of me riding it. Hey, I made it up with my new wheels on my new bike. I'll do a longer video about my bike build and everything I went into it. But yeah, so Industry 9, as I was biking up here, I saw a news article that Industry 9 is going to be honoring the Revel wheels and all the rims that were made by a local manufacturer here in Utah called CS, I think, or CSS Composites. So yeah, Industry 9. American company, Canada's where they manufacture their rims with We Are One. So it seems like they're taking over. They're taking over everything. But they're great wheels. Definitely a step up from like the Chinese light bicycle rims, which are good, but they're not the level of quality that these are. There's like YouTubers that'll ride these rims without tires and they don't crack. So they're pretty reliable rims here. Anyways, have a good day, everybody.